Hi students, good morning, and let us start with another topic, and the topic today would be federalism. So we are taking right from the part of political science and we have taken the chapter federalism. Okay, now when I am talking about the word federal, as in the federal, so you must have heard, if you do watch English movies a lot, or even if you have, read a part of the constitution, or at least, some of the words of it, or if you have come across this word. So what do you mean by the word federal? As in US, a federal state, okay. India, a federal country, even Australia, even Switzerland, and all of those. So the question is, what exactly do you mean by the term federalism then? Federalism, in simple words, actually means that power is divided between a central authority and the states, or the various constituencies, or the various smaller divisions. Sir, we can't get it. What exactly do you mean by the word federal? Let's take an example in this particular case. Let's say that there is a country, okay, and there are various states over there, various divisions over there, okay. Now the issue is that there lies this particular central power, the central government, okay, which is exercising all of its power. So it is controlling everything, right from the part of dustbin to the part of purchasing of tanks and mirage and jets and whatnot. There is, on the other hand, there is another country, and this country has got a different kind of structure altogether, because central government now thinks over here that it's difficult to manage. I mean, all of this thing. So let's do one thing. That is, let's divide the power. And the only reason is not that they are they are unable to actually control the entire power, or they are unable to actually dissolute or divest all the powers to the lower constituencies. What they also want is that the states, or some of the states, or some of the constituencies, or some of the areas, or some of the divisions should actually start taking decisions on their own. When any particular country starts thinking that the lower provinces or the smaller states or whatsoever is the area, they should be in a condition to take certain decisions on their own, then such kind of, the way of political power, or the way of determining power, will be known as federalism. Or the countries who are following this will be known as a federal country. States who will be following this will be known as a federal state. So let's understand what is the first line. Power is divided between a central authority, various constituent units of the country. That means power does not lie with only one person. Power is right over here. Say, another simple example, or a much nicer example that could just come to my mind is, let's take your home. Now your father, say suppose, is an earning member, okay. So I'm taking a hypothetical condition that mom does not earn in some of the cases, or in major of the cases, even mom might be earning. I'm not going into that. I'm simply saying that let's assume that father is the only earning member. Now father every month earns certain amount of money, and what he does, now there are two options. What he could have done is, he could have taken all to the supermarket, and then सबके साथ में फिर वही चीजें purchase करते. Even every single decision he should have taken for your shoes, your socks, general groceries, bread, butter, eggs, meat, whatever. He was the only whole and soul person whom you would be looking forward to, that please give me some sort of money or something or the other. This is known as centralized form of government, okay, or unitary form of government. But on the other hand, what normally fathers do is, they'll give certain amount of money, say around 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, whatever the amount is, and they'll give that certain sum of money to your mothers, and they will say, this is your monthly budget. Now you have to manage each and everything. You have got full autonomy, you have got full control on this money. Now whether you save, you spend, you do whatever you feel like doing, but basically you need to run the house. And this is known as a federal structure. So hopefully by now you must have got some clarity on what do you mean by unitary form of government and what do you mean by federal structure. Let's now move forward. Let's talk about India in that sense. India has got a central government, right? So you must be knowing that right now the NDA, that is the National Democratic Alliance, which includes of course the main party as the BJP and certain other allies of it who are supporting BJP in their own causes. Okay. Now this NDA is actually running the government right now, or it's in the majority. Then what will they say? That they are right now a part of central government, right? On the other hand, when I'm talking about state governments, now say suppose right now I am in Maharashtra, then the chief minister will be Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. So then this particular person would be what? Would be responsible for running the show of the entire state of Maharashtra. Then this would be the state government. Now imagine karo what kind of complex rule or complex synchronization or complex things needs to be sorted out, because there might be a tussle in between. That central government ने बोला आप ये करो और state government ने बोला हम नहीं करेंगे, possible. और else state government ने बोला सर आपने जो rules बनाए हैं वो हमारे state के लिए suit नहीं करते, they don't suit over here. We require our own freedom. Our own freedom, that does not mean that we want to get separated from India, but what we want is that there should be certain decisions which we should be able to take. Such kind of governments would be known as what? Federal government. Okay. Now let's start. Both levels of government enjoy the power independent of each other. That means that even the central government is going to enjoy the powers. जो भी उनके पास में पावर्स हैं वो उसको यूज कर सकते हैं, जो भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास में पावर्स हैं वो उनको यूज कर सकते हैं. एंड हर एक जगह के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में या द रूल बुक के अंदर ये क्लियरली लिखा हुआ रहता है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास में कौन कौन से पावर्स हैं एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास में कौन कौन से पावर्स हैं. So the central government cannot come in the matters of the state government, and the state government cannot come in the powers of central government. So it is being clearly defined, and that's the reason why you can understand why in a big democratic diversified countries like India, which has got so many languages, so many religion, we have got literally the largest constitution. Why? Because each and everything needs to be carefully drafted, so that there should not be any tussle, there should not be any enmity, there should not be any misconfusion in between. Okay. Now, just see this figure. 25 of 193 countries are federations. What do you mean by federations? Those particular countries which actually abide by the rules of federal government, which do not have the tensions of if I have given the power to the lower community, or by the way to the lower provinces, or to the states, or to their own parts, they are not scared. They are thinking, okay, let them also run their show. How many countries are over there? Only 25 countries. अब दिमाग में एक फिगर आती है, सर केवल 25 countries हैं out of 193, और आप तो ऐसे तारीफ कर रहे हो जैसे पता नहीं क्या बात है. Please read the line ahead of this, or read the entire line. 25 of 193 countries are federations like United States of America, Russia, India, Canada, Australia. Now can you imagine this? These are technically the largest of the country in terms of sheer population, in terms of sheer GDP, in terms of the earning power, in terms of the mass, in terms of the control which they have. You are talking about the major superpower guys. So if you would see that even these are only 25 countries, but they are the 25 countries. So that means that these all countries will be following what? Federation type of government. Now it would be a bit more shocking for all of you guys to know that even our neighboring country like Pakistan also believes in a federal form of government. That's what they claim, right? So we should, respect that of course that they are also a federal country. Now let's move into it. Separate powers. What do you mean by separate powers? As I've told you, state would be having their own powers, and the central government would be having their own powers. And they are not directly answerable to each other. So state government is not answerable that way, or not in all the cases, to the central government, and even central government will not be responsible or answerable to the state governments before taking any step which lies in their own jurisdiction. Then they are responsible to whom? They are answerable to people. सर आप बोल रहे हो आंसरेबल टू पीपल, तो इसका मतलब है यदि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने कोई गलत काम किया तो आर दे आंसरेबल टू? यस, ऑफ कोर्स यस सर, बट वो तो हमारी बात ही नहीं सुनते, ये तो इतने बड़े बड़े नेताज एंड पॉलिटिशियंस हैं, दे डोंट लिसन टू अस. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई योर रिस्पेक्टेड पेरेंट्स आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग यू लिटरेट. Why? Because if you would become literate, if you would know all this, you know your rights, you know your powers. For example, do you know that you have got the right to question any form of the government or any tier of the government? You can actually ask question. You can actually even, without writing anything at all, you can write an simple application known as RTI, right to information, and you can seek an answer. But the problem is that very few people are aware of all these, things. Now, let's move ahead. So separate powers, they're only answerable to people, not to each other. I'm talking about central and the state for its own powers. Now, let's move ahead and talk about the key features. If I am talking about the examination point of view, to understand that these are very important points. Now, I am again saying very because trust me, they are important. Now, so what are the key features of it? Whenever a country needs to say or decides to say that we are following a federal part of a federal structure of government, they can't just simply say like this, okay, we are federal structure. There has to be two or more levels or two or more tiers, okay, in which the power has to be broken up or divested. Say for example, suppose if one of the countries, say North Korea, and tomorrow if they claim, okay, we are a federal country, claim what you feel like, but that doesn't mean that just by saying it would actually become a federal country. Then sir, why they cannot say that they're a federal country? That means that the ruler, which you already know the name, that particular ruler has to divest its power. He cannot take all the decisions then, even for public, for people, for each and everything. He has to let go some of the powers. And this is a major point why not all the countries are following federal structure, because n number of countries feel that this is not the right way. So according to them, something else is the right way. Okay. So the first feature is two or more tiers. इसका मतलब दो या दो से ज़्यादा levels होने चाहिए. Second, different tiers of government. Different tiers of government. Common sense, central government की अलग machinery और the machinery होगी और अलग mechanism होगा, and the state level का अलग mechanism होगा. Different tiers of government has its own jurisdiction. Very important point. They have their own jurisdiction. For example, if the central government says that we have got CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation, on the other hand, the state government can say we have got police. Right. So please understand that all of this comes under, or they can say that we have got state protection forces. Right. So please understand that there are two different forms of government running within a country. One, central government, which is going to define the whole major outline of the laws, and of course the second, which is going to be the state government. Legislation, taxation and administration. Normally it is being said that this particular jurisdiction is applicable on these areas, that is legislation. आखिर अलग अलग जगह के अलग अलग लेजिस्लेचर्स होंगे, अलग अलग लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज होंगे, एंड उनके अंदर उनके डिफरेंट मेंबर्स होंगे, एंड दे विल बी फॉर्मिंग और अमेंडिंग द रूल्स फॉर देयर ओन स्टेट ऑफ कोर्स. टैक्सेशन के दोनों अलग अलग रेजिम्स होंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट दिस वर्ड नोन एज GST, which is goods and service taxes. Now please do understand that goods and service tax में दो components होते हैं. One is known as CGST, which is known as the central, goods and service tax, and another is known as SGST, which is known as state goods and service taxes. The central, that is the CGST part, actually goes directly to the central government, while the state SGST goes in the pockets of state government. Right? Now, administration. If you're thinking that you need to become prime minister, please understand that first of all you need to become, though it's not compulsory, but I am saying that even if you're thinking that prime minister is the top-notch body, which in a way is true, but of course then beyond that there is this president of India or the honorable president of India. But there is the state chief minister also, who has also got huge amount of power. For example, in our condition or in our state, that is the state of Maharashtra, we have got Mr. Chief Minister, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. So he would be what? He would be the central authority. He would be the central authority for whom? Not for the central government, but for the state government. That means he would be responsible for whole and soul taking entire decisions for the state. Got it? Okay. But remember that whatever decisions he is supposed to take for the state of Maharashtra, then central government cannot come and challenge. Not for the entire jurisdiction, because that lies separately now with the state. It's simple. Let's start with the third point. Jurisdiction is constitutionally guaranteed. We always think, or at least when I was young, I mean of your ages, I used to think that ये constitution बिना मतलब का इतना बड़ा बना दिया है, पता नहीं क्यों, अरे 4 लाइन में लिख देते हैं, काम खत्म. I mean, why? इतना लेंदी कौन पढ़ता है? But then gradually you would come to know, actually when you are talking about the word federal, that each and every point has to be carefully drafted, so that tomorrow there should not be any kind of rift in between the central and the state, because ultimately both will be working for the unity of the country. But of course the states would be working separately in some or the other different form, and central would be working in some other form. So both have got their own jurisdiction, and that is constitutionally guaranteed. Now what do you mean by the word constitutionally guaranteed? That simply means that the Constitution of India, which is absolutely at above each and everything in India, now that particular holy constitution comes up to save, if there is some problem. But the issue is, who is going to interpret, who is going to find it out कि constitution में लिखा क्या था और उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? For that, the courts are over there. Courts, as in not the court, but the honorable courts, like the session courts, like the higher courts, like the supreme courts. So all of these particular courts would come to the rescue if there is going to be a difference of opinion, as far as if somebody says नहीं constitution में तो ये लिखा हुआ है और दूसरे ने बोला नहीं constitution में ये लिखा हुआ है. So इन सब के जो tussles होंगे और जो rift होगा है, जो problems होंगे, उनको solve करने के लिए कौन आएंगे? Courts. So this was the third point, and the fourth point too. Courts interpret the constitution in case of disputes. Whenever there is going to be a dispute, court is going to come. Got it? And remember, court of course would lie at par with the part of the constitution. It will interpret what do you exactly meant by the word constitution. Sources of revenue clearly specified for financial autonomy. Say for running any house, any state, any province, any district, any country, finance is of course one of a very important aspect. And the constitution, in our case in India, of course it has once again given the full autonomy to the state governments to spend wherever of course they feel like, but there has to be a proper record, right? Now, sources of revenue clearly specified for financial autonomy. Autonomy means full control over, the power. Means you can take the decisions by your own. It cannot be changed by one level of government. If federal structure is being, interpreted as that state government can change their laws, no, that's not possible. Then central government will change, each and every rule. That's not possible either. The best case is the difference in opinion in the state of Kerala and in the state or with the central government. Now, central governments at a certain, times say that no, the Kerala government is going wrong somewhere over here, somewhere over there. But still, guys, believe me, and that's the beauty of India. They can keep on complaining, which of course, they have got the right to complain. Even you have got the right to complain, so you don't teach well. I can't stop you. Even they are complaining that we think that this is wrong, we think that this is wrong, but who is to be deciding factor? Of course, the honorable courts in India. So please do understand that in spite of saying this, that central and state government, yet the main decision maker or the main third empire who is going to say whether it's a 6-4 or an out, is going to be the Honorable Courts of India, who's going to decide, of course, in this matter. Let's see. So it cannot be changed by one level of government. दोनों तरफ से consent आना चाहिए. जब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट भी बोल रहा है और स्टेट भी बोल रहा है कि लेट्स चेंज द लॉ, तभी आप चेंज कर सकते हो किसी भी चीज को, अदरवाइज नहीं. Dual objectives, guys, very important point. Dual objectives, unity of country and regional diversity. But sir, why do we need to have a federal structure? Understand that right now I am from the state of Maharashtra. Not every of the teacher could be. Some are, very talented teachers. Some are from, say, Jammu and Kashmir. Some are from Tamil Nadu. Some are from Sikkim. Some are from Arunachal Pradesh. Some are from, Maharashtra. Some are from Goa. Some are from Andhra Pradesh. From different regions. Now, everybody would be giving a lecture on YouTube, and it's not compulsory that we would be giving the lecture, or we have to give the lecture on the acquired language. Remember, English is not our mother tongue. It's an acquired language, right? So that simply means what? That simply means that even if that particular guy from Tamil Nadu needs to, speak Malayalam, he can, right? So that simply means what? That because India has got such a diverse culture, not from now, from the very starting. If India has got such a diverse culture, so each and every person, each and every community needs to feel fine. Each and every province, each and every state needs to feel fine. That's the reason why. So they have got entire power to decide what they want for their own state. But, there's a big but over here, unity of country should not be compromised. Now, what do you mean by unity of country? Even suppose I am from Maharashtra, I cannot be indulged into those activities which are against the law or which are against the activities which are being prohibited by the Constitution of India. I cannot do that. Sir, but आप तो महाराष्ट्र स्टेट से तो ज़रूरी थोड़ी है कि आप सारे के सारे लॉज मानो. यदि वो ब्रॉड फ्रेमवर्क जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने बनाया, यदि मैं उसके बाहर जा रहा हूँ, ऑफ कोर्स सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हैज गॉट द राइट टू परस्यू अ लीगल एक्शन अगेंस्ट मी. दैट्स सो सिंपल. So guys, you need to decide, being as a civilized student and a good student of of English language and of different language, or being an Indian, you need to tell me, in the comments, which one do you think is a better form of government. And guys, this time the comment does not need to be a one word or one line. You need to think about it and then write. And I don't want the bookish answers or the Google typed answers, guys, please, it's very boring. Be on, let your creativity fly. Of course, it shouldn't be a whole essay over there, but think about it and just let me know which one do you think is a better form of government. Is it a unitary form of government or is it a federal form of government? Because some of the guys, because previously I used to think that I think unitary form of government is much better. Why are you saying this, sir? I'm saying this because I'm talking about previously. When I was young, I used to think that. I used to think because इतने सारे लोगों की परमिशन लेनी पड़ती है फेडरल गवर्नमेंट के अंदर. पहले स्टेट के पास में जाओ, फिर उनको अच्छा लगेगा या नहीं लगेगा, फिर इसके पास में जाओ, फिर इसके पास में जाओ. यूनिटरी फॉर्म के अंदर एक ही गवर्नमेंट है, वही सारा का सारा काम कर रही है, तो हेडेक ही नहीं है. दैट यूज्ड टू बी माय प्रीवियस ओपिनियन. बट डोंट थिंक दैट नाउ, सिंस दिस इज द चैप्टर व्हिच इज इन योर सिलेबस, यू थिंक in your own case which one is better government, and just write 1-2 lines about why do you think that this form of government, that is the federal government, is much better as compared to the unitary government, or even vice versa. Or if you think that no sir, I think that unitary government is much better than federal government, write your points, guys. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy, take care, and guys, remember, please remember tomorrow the test. So for that test, you would require all those good blessings. So guys, irrespective of any gender, color, caste, creed, religion, please guys, love your parents. They need love, they need affection, okay? And love and affection does not simply means that you bow and touch their feet. That's your choice, though I do it and I love doing it and I'll keep on doing it. But what I say is, even if you speak good words to them, even if you say that we love you and you have done a lot of work for me, can I do something for you? I think you will make somebody's day, guys. And at the last, guys, keep smiling. And whenever you go outside, just keep smiling. That's required. Thank you, guys. Bye.